I have next to me Katja Splichal from Germany, from Ulmer Verlag. And I have Katja Splichal, the consultant for the program, and this is Prashasti Rastogi, I'm the director of German Book Office. We've had some quite exciting 2 days behind us with 30 participants from 8 different companies coming together in cross-disciplinary peer groups to work as startups in publishing on a new product development bootcamp. We just wanted to get together and just share our experiences about, and especially for you, Katja, you've been doing new product development training in Germany for years together in publishing and in allied domains, and this was your first time with Indian participants. How do you feel about it?
Well, actually, I'm quite surprised that it's no different at all. I expected it to be a lot more hierarchical. I expected it to be hard to get in touch. I expected the problems to be very different from what we face, and it's not. It's always the same. On the first day, people are very timid. People are not really asking questions, and basically they don't know what they're doing here. It's like, okay, we have to learn something about business development. What is it precisely? We, as a publishing house, we do business every day, but we do it in a certain way for centuries, for ages. And then to have the question on the table, what new business is there to develop, which is pretty much the same question in every country you go to, and it has been the same here. On the first day, everyone was very much like, well, what's this about? And on the second day, we saw a great progress, that people were finally getting the idea of business development. They were getting the idea of cooperating, of collaborating, of asking others for their experience. And that's actually, I think, what the program wants to create. That in between different companies, people get together and share their knowledge, share their experience. And I think that went pretty well because of the mixed groups. And I think today's results were unexpected on a very high level to me.
I think it was, the final outcomes were quite professional. They worked out their numbers. They understood their target customer, which is, during a 1.5 day exercise for somebody coming from a different domain, quite impressive, quite impressive.
And that's something I realize in publishing houses, that they have no idea who their customers are.
Absolutely.
It's always the same. They produce books or magazines or newspapers or whatever they produce and put it out there. And they don't gain much feedback on who actually buys it, who actually reads it, who works with it. And what we're trying to do is to raise awareness of that you have to know your customer to do better products. And I think this is what happened here. The question, who is your customer? How old are they? What's their profession? How much do they earn? Do they have children or not? Where do they live precisely? How educated or not educated are they? And so on and so on. Those questions are new to publishing houses. They don't do that. They don't do the research. And what we're trying to, and what we did quite successful, I think, is to raise the awareness that this is homework. It's the homework you have to do before putting out products in the world. So I think that went pretty well. I think we confused everyone pretty much. This is the first.
Yes, confusion is the biggest.
Exactly. Have some friction, some tension, like some question in the eyes. And once the people look at you like this, you know you're on the right way. And this is what happened. And I hope everyone keeps following that path a bit for at least, you know, some thoughts that you can use in your professional life.
I think hugging the alien bit really happened, right? I mean, initially the alien is kind of, like you said, you know, strange and a little bit unknown territory.
Yes.
We have this inhibition, which we saw yesterday. And the hugging part really happened towards this evening, right? I mean, you could see them more, you know, confident and a little bit more, you know, flowing and knowing what they really are doing in that sense. I mean, it's great to see the spirit of, you know, innovation and entrepreneurship, you know, percolating in the publishing industry. That, I think, is the biggest takeaway of this program.
And two other things were really, really important for me. The one thing is, it's okay to fail. Yesterday, we experienced a lot of failure. It was like people coming up with an idea, with a solution, without a problem to it.
Correct.
That's not working. That's not the way it's working. And so we created a lot of failure. And that raised the pressure a bit. So in the end of the first day, everyone went home with that feeling of failure. And actually, I think it's very tempting to get better once you experience that failure, and that's what happened.
Absolutely.
And the other thing that added some pressure was having those CEOs here.
Yes.
It's officials, it's another level of hierarchy, and it's grown-up business people who have experienced all that themselves. They have failed, they have tried again, they have failed again, they have tried again.
Yeah.
And it's important to have that kind of pressure.
Definitely.
So,
And the fact that they were here is a great thing, because the support that these guys who have gone this training,
Yes.
they'll get that support the moment they go back, because their
Yes.
organization and the heads of the organizations have seen what potential
Yeah.
do they have.
And like you said, I mean, we in India especially, how we've grown up is actually we have grown up not challenging the status quo.
Yeah.
yes.
So this is the first time they were supposed to challenge what they're producing,
Yeah.
and for whom are they producing? Are they really creating value
Yes.
there? And when they present the whole idea in front of their management, they are able to make that connect, that the appraisal for what my exercise has been is there. That means when I go back, I can continue doing the same
Exactly.
and still have a backing from the management to do that thing. So I think being, as Sriram clearly says, being the virus in the system is important. So we've created some viruses who go back into the system, and they will infuse the same line of
Yes.
thought in their peer groups within the organizations, which can actually go a long way. I mean, change is supposed to be seen in 6 months, 1 year, 2 years down the line. But if we've started the process, I think we've done a bit.
Yeah. And if only in a group of 30 participants you reach through 15 of them who really take something, who really develop in the process, that's more than enough. That's fair enough. Not each and every person is a business developer, and that doesn't have to be.
Sure, I mean, ideas
So-
will be taken back into the system. And
Exactly. So you
further
have
on.
created some multiplication into the system, and I think that worked pretty well. I thank you much for the invite. I really enjoyed those 2 days,
We enjoyed it
and
so much.
I hope I'm going to enjoy Delhi a bit.
Absolutely. The lovely weather on your side.
Thank you.
Katja. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for taking the time to come all the way to India.
Thank you.
And thank you for your inputs.
Thank you much.
This is Team GBO signing off.